Another stream, another day in the life of a complete maniac. And yeah, what we're gonna do today is stream a little bit something more old school, like I said in my other streams. I want to you know, stream something a little bit, you know, out of the ordinary, out of the trending stuff going on Twitch, and that's why we're doing Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. It's a great game. It's actually the fourth, I think, in the series, even though the one before is called Jedi Knight. I think that's kind of loud. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. So, gonna make this a lot. No. So, the game is in German, but I think that that shouldn't matter. Oh well, you know what? We were gonna just change that real quick because we're just professionals like that. And yeah, the last few streams had the issue that I didn't have good sound. I don't know if the sound now is better. I hope it's better. I don't have eyes on the chat yet. I will just adjust that real quick. Give me a moment. I'm gonna set everything up so we can go right into the game. And yeah. Alrighty. Just a few moments, guys. Give me just a second. I'm here for you. Oh, looks like we have a technical problem. Do have a small problem. That's fixed now. All right. So, but I still do want to keep an eye on the chat. I can't do that quite yet. So here we go. All right. The chat is here. And let's get into a new game. So this game is fairly easy compared to Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. I think Jedi Outcast is yeah, from the two, the most popular game. The first one is kind of, anyway, it goes under the radar. Nobody really remembers it, and it really didn't stood the test of time. So I think we might play this from Jedi 9. I don't know if I'm gonna embarrass myself. Come on, let's go with Jedi. I mean, after all, Jedi Knight, that is, yeah. So yeah, one of the new features in this game is to create your own character, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're not gonna make a female, because there's some cool biker jackets for some cool radical biker dudes like us, like this one for example, and we're red because we're just cool like that. But are there other males? Oh hey, yeah, I think that's a Plo Koon type of guy. The one, oh, alright, I found my guy. I found Greedo 2.0. He looks so cool. He looks so cute though. He's like those dogs you see, you know. He's like those plushies you can buy. That's nice. So we give him a good pair of pants. And yeah, you can make him look as stupid as possible, but we're not gonna go with it. I don't know. This is a more rebellious look, you know, but the I'm nice but I'm not look. And yeah, we're not gonna go with that. Yeah, I don't know. This all look terrible. We can go with a female, not a human though. We can go for a Twi'lek kind of character, maybe a blue one, you know, like the one Jabba said. But they all look awful anyway. I don't know what these guys are supposed to be. Yeah, these all look like douchebags. Yeah, let's go for this guy. Come on. His favorite color is blue. He has this cool thingy going on, and these are his favorite pants. So yeah, well, another cool thing is we can build our lightsaber. We have a few different colors to pick. We have one hilt at the moment. Oh no, we have more hilts, but there's gonna be more going on later. So we will have like the Darth Maul style double-edged sword, or even two lightsabers, and there's a lot of combat styles. There's a lot going on lightsaber-wise in this game, and I think a cool one would be, I mean, I like this one. This kind of looks like ancient, like an artifact type thing. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Let's go with that. So, and of course green, because green is the color of Mountain Dew, which I don't like, but that's how we're doing it now. So yes. So, all right, we're gonna skip that because of copyright infringement. I don't want Disney showing up at middle. Yeah.
We'll be arriving at the academy in just a few minutes.
Right, Mamish? All right, just checking with the sound, guys. I have a little bit of problem with my microphone.
That would be so great.
And I have my personal assistant here next to me.
Aren't you excited? We're going to be Jedi, learning the ways of the Force, building a lightsaber. Ah, of course, you already have one. I'm gonna get one of those stupid. You seem really nervous. Aren't you? I mean, well, why would you be? You already have a lightsaber, so you're probably way ahead of me.
So we're just adjusting the sound a little bit here, guys. The game seems to be too loud.
It's kind of a long story. I found myself on...
Is it alright now? Is it okay? Yes? A little bit lower? Right, guys, we're gonna figure it out eventually.
Academy to Yavin Runner 2.
Loud and clear. We made an emergency landing several clicks west of the...
Is everyone all right?
I think so.
Good. We'll send a shuttle to pick
Is it
you
alright?
up. Can you lead the students to the nearby Masasi temple?
So I'm sorry if I was interrupting the story, guys.
Affirmative, Academy. We'll meet you there.
So yeah, I've played this game a couple of times. It's alright. I've never finished it.
We can't get... Make your way to the temple. The shuttle will meet us there.
Jaden, hey! I'm stuck. Can you help?
Yeah, okay, this is even for me annoying. So let's just fix the sound stuff. The voices are just way louder than the rest of the game. So here's a lightsaber. If you played the previous one, it didn't have lightsabers until way into the game, and this one has one right off the bat, which is pretty cool. So we can get up here and cut that thing down, which is pretty cool.
Thanks, Jaden. Let's get to the temple.
Alright, let's do it. So he's supposed to be this annoying type character, which he definitely succeeds in. Yeah, he's the worst, basically. So let's cut those things down. Yeah, alright. So I'm gonna make this just a little bit quieter because I really have trouble. Especially the voices, if someone obnoxious like him talks. I think that should be fine though. So yeah, that's way better for me at least. So there's a lot of story going on in the beginning, and yeah, this is it. After all, it's not too story heavy, it's a very gameplay focused, but the beginning is a kind of a hassle to go through. Yeah, you're basically... They give you a headache, but you can throw the lightsaber, that's fine, you know. Swinging is not possible, but you can just throw the shit at him. Which is always good. If you don't like someone, just throw shit at him. Alright. Yeah, my sound engineer tells me that it's a little bit too quiet, and we're gonna get that sweet spot, not to, you know, that Goldilocks, not too quiet, not too... I will keep the voices down because they're fucking annoying. And yeah, we're gonna keep the music up, and the effects, I think. So alright, we're gonna do it like this. I think that's fine. Yeah. So we have another bridge situation going on. Alrighty. And we're almost at the temple, I believe. I haven't played this one in a long time. I always play the second one because I actually like the shooter parts. They're not too bad. So everybody is like, oh, you know, people bought this for the lightsaber and not for having a bad version of Quake 2. But I don't think it's a bad version of Quake 2. I think it's a good version of Quake Arena. So that's what I would describe it. It's has alright guns. It has. Alright, let's finish the sentence. I can't skip this, so we're here and we have to stay here. So yeah, let's get in one cool aspect in a moment. The lightsaber fights, which are pretty neat, and because the animations are kind of synced to each other. So yeah, we have a Sith apprentice guy, small Sith guy going on here, and yeah, the lightsaber fights are pretty alright. They're pretty fun to watch. They're pretty fun to play, and they're the best thing that has happened to Star Wars lightsaber battle in video games, in my opinion. It's better than the one before. Okay, we kind of killed this guy in the bush there, and like every bush, this was an inside job, and this was the worst joke I made in my life, and this won't be happening again. So yeah, those games were kind of silly a little bit. I mean, those magic staff, you know, stick stuff, and it's not canon. Obviously, we look so cool. We look like a hero should look. There's passion in our eyes, and there's determination in our hearts, and in our little antenna thingies on our head. That's what, and we're dead. Good. It looks so stupid. I've never played as one of those guys. I don't know what the race is called. Those Greedo guys. I always call them Greedo guys. And they're just the best. Thank you. Lacque, thank you. I will keep doing it if you want or not, but it's very heartwarming and very appreciated to hear it. Indeed he was. So yeah, the introduction is a little bit story heavy, but this keeps on getting better as the story progresses. There are hardly any cutscenes between the missions, and it's really better. I think the game looked pretty good back then, and it's really playable today. I really like it. The fact that it feels just like it came out. It feels just very playable. The aiming, the walking, it's all very good. It's not, you know, not common in games that are that old. I don't know when it came out though. Alright. When Luke talks, we will just shut the fuck up. He's a humble guy, you know. He's like, just call me Carl. And we just look like like the biggest retard. We're just there like, oh yeah, I'm here too. I exist, and I look serious, and it's just the best thing. All right, here we go. A thing that I want to mention here is the water drops on the lightsaber. As a kid, I thought this was so cool. You know, there was this Clone Wars cartoon, not the new animated show, but the cartoon. I don't know if you guys remember it. It's really good. I recommend it definitely. Almost better than the new stuff that's going on. Really old cartoon, and it's just called, I think, Clone Wars. It's a two-part TV series. It's just two long episodes. I think together it's like watching one movie, and yeah, and that one had that too. It was the one rain scene where it was like an anime battle made kinda, you know, between Anakin and I think it was Ventress, but it was a different Ventress than Clone Wars, and they had those effects, and it only made sense, right? That the raindrops vaporize like that, and it looks really cool. I like it. I love it actually. That's just so much attention to detail. All right, and here we go. Now there are going to be some drones, which will annoy the heck out of us. There they are. Oh, come on. Here we go. Where is the next one? Here you go. Wow, the swing from the bottom there. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about this game in a bit. When the game really starts, we're gonna finish this tutorial area, and then I'm gonna. Oh, come on. I'm gonna tell you everything that I know about this game, which is quite a lot. Not really, but I have my personal. I had my personal experience with the game, especially my childhood. Here we can go speed up. Gotta go fast. Now we have this cool effects on us. Another great thing is those lines it makes. I think that's in Battlefront 2 actually, which really surprised me that they thought of that finally. In the first one I don't recall it having that. I mean Battlefront 2 by EA. I don't mean the origin. Oh hell. We were in kind of a falling animation there, and I think this never happened to anybody. I think this part right here where you jump back up from falling like an idiot, I think nobody has seen this besides me, because this jump was the easiest thing somebody could do. I mean, it's more challenging. Alright. This... I'm a disappointment to my parents. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. It's not easy. I don't know where to go from here, honestly. We're kind of trapped. Later you have kind of a longer jump, and the longer you push it, the higher jump, but now that's not the case. I really don't know how we can get back up here. It's kind of impossible, honestly. I don't know, guys. Can we jump there? Maybe they thought nobody would be actually that stupid to fall off there. Alright, a load it is. I'm not dealing with that. Yeah, sorry. So okay, we saw that one. So yeah, this game was left a huge impression on me on my childhood, because I never really had a PC, a good one, anyway, and I only had a PlayStation 2. Like I think most of you guys, all of people I've talked to weren't that fortunate to have in the early 2000s to have a PC. We did, but it wasn't actually that, it wasn't a powerhouse or anything. And the thing special about that PC, the thing special about this game was that it didn't come out for consoles, at least not for the PlayStation 2, as far as I recall. And yeah, the interesting thing about it was it was, for me back then, it was like this premium thing, right? That only rich kids could get, this like when you see somebody have a VR headset now, that was a PC back then for me. It's like, wow, you're playing that game that I would kill for, basically, and I'm like, oh, I'm your best friend. I'm coming over every day. And there was this one guy I remember from back in not middle school. How do you call it? Grade school? I don't know. You know, the one before high school. I don't know what it is called in English. And there was this guy, and he had a pretty good PC, and he had this game. And back when the multiplayer was on, he was. I remember he was always playing on this Naboo map. Oh, we did a cool move there. Oh yeah, okay, I figured out how to do it. And it was on Theed on Naboo, and it was in this reactor room, and I think a little bit in the throne room. This level, I remember it so clearly. And he never would let me play it. I was there like watching, but when I went to play, I played like 2 minutes, and he was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine now, you know. I'm not letting you touch my mouse, you filthy console peasant." No, that wasn't really terms back then. But yeah, and I remember it, and I don't know if you guys can really understand what I mean, but because I made I'm originally from Greece, right? I live in Germany my whole life, but my grandparents came here originally from Greece, and some of them live there now, and every now and again we would go on vacation there. And of course I wouldn't take my PlayStation to vacation. The thing we had there were internet cafes where you could play games. There was actually nobody was there for actual internet. Everybody was there to play video games, you know. And it's still to this day. I mean, the last time I went was 3 years ago, and people were playing League of Legends all over, and that really surprised me. To see like a room full of 50 people, 50 teenagers playing League of Legends. Like League of Legends is the kind of game I suppose you can play on anything, even on a potato, you know. Like you have to pay like €2 to play on 1 hour. That's a lot. Even if that doesn't sound a lot, if you're playing like 2 hours or I don't know, round of LOL mostly lasts 1 hour or 45 minutes or whatever. If it's a really engaging round and you have 2-3 rounds, you're $6, man. That's not that doesn't really make it free to play anymore. I think after 10 days or something you could buy a AAA title. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's insane. It's insane, but you don't really have a choice. Either that or keep playing other stuff that nobody talks about, and you're not, really part of the community. It is like that. It is. So here we have a sense basically, which is a little bit obsolete here. I know where they are. So we can just pull them here and here. And I think one is also kind of here. And this jump is tricky because the roof is kind of tilted, and this really is not that easy to make. But funny enough, I did that just fine. I don't think that is possible. Or I think maybe I'm just too stupid, probably that. But the one before was just plain weird. Maybe I didn't saw the right platform. I don't know. And yes, that's how we continue our quest to become a Jedi Master on the teachings of Kyle Katarn, who was the protagonist in the first 2 games. And he's a pretty cool dude too. And there is actually a Star Wars Easter egg of Kyle. I don't know if it was The Force Awakens or if it was in episode 1 or somewhere, but somewhere in Mos Eisley, his ship like goes, flies, starts, it takes off. That's the word I wanted to use. Alright, I know what to do here. His ship takes off, and it's just a nice, insider Easter egg thingy, which I thought was real nice. Oh, okay, wrong button to crush there. Maybe we can still make it. Yeah, we did it. And yeah, that's a really interesting touch. I don't know which one it was. Just should I look it up? Yeah, I will look it up for you guys. Just give me a second. I will just look it up real quick. So you guys know I'm not telling you bullshit. Was it Rogue One? Yeah, it might have been. It was Rogue One. Yeah, I think there. Yeah, I think it is Rogue One. At some point, Kai-Katan's ship flies over, and yeah, I don't know. I think it might be Rogue One. I don't know. So, but I definitely saw it somewhere. I don't know if it was a deleted scene or what. So please don't pin me down on that one. I know that I saw it somewhere, and I thought it was pretty cool. On the other hand, I've saw this ship type a lot also in Knights of the Old Republic. So, but I think it's a reference. I think it's supposed to be a reference. Something's happening with her head, with her hand, not her head. Something's definitely happening with her head, and that's beyond fixable at this point. Oh, no. Oh, now we're really upset. Holy shit! It just looks so funny to me. I would normally never laugh. I never laughed at Greedo or something if I saw this type of race going on in Star Wars, but in this game it just looks so ridiculous. It looks so funny. I mean, the other guys look funny too in a way, but our character is by far the worst. Luke looks alright, I think. The animations, of course, are a bit awkward, but overall, I think he got him right. You can see that it's Luke. They got the hair, they got the facial structure. It's alright. I think this annoying friend looks hella weird because of his hair. It's just like a few polygons. But yeah. So if you guys want to hear the story, you know, that's not going to happen. Alright. That's a let's play you're asking, which is not what we're making. So, and yeah, a new feature in this game, compared to the last, is that you can actually select your missions very, kind of, yeah, how do you call it, in an open-ended way. It's not a non-linear experience. I think overall, after we finish those missions, a new set comes in, but we can decide in which order we make these, and there might be upgrades, I don't know. But I just clicked one on random, one I don't have in mind right now, so, yeah, we can upgrade. We can upgrade stuff, and the thing you can basically use those neutral powers or light side and dark side abilities. And the cool thing is that it doesn't really make you bad or anything, but and you can be an all-rounder, and that's what I quite like. You can be like, I'm going all good side, and those good side abilities aren't mostly to make damage, but the right side are, and one of the coolest thing here is Force Lightning, which I'm definitely going to pick, because it's dope. And we like dope stuff. And here is our weaponry, and we're definitely going to take the blaster and this thing. I don't remember if this is the weapon that disintegrates people, but there was a weapon in the last game where if you load it up fully and shoot, then the person will just disintegrate on the spot, which is great. It was so cool for me as a kid to see that, to play it on the internet cafe, and everybody was watching and going like, like it's a rap battle, like whoa, it was crazy back then. I miss those times. Good times. So I'm kind of be careful here what we have to do. But this is not Tatooine. This is a weirdly named planet. That is not Tatooine. Neither is it Jakku. Now we're talking about sand planets. Did anybody notice this? That Mos Espa in episode 1 isn't Mos Eisley? I got behind this like super late. I've never questioned it. Like, I saw it as a kid first time, episode 1, the Mos Espa thing where Anakin is, and it never got even to my mind this is a different sand city on the same planet that's like a few kilometers away. It almost feels like it didn't have to be, I mean, it's alright, but it's so weird, and I don't know, can we go back into the ship? We can actually, and we have to find those components, alright. And, alright, I think we are not allowed to step on the grass. Yeah, that was right. Now we could light up our lightsaber in there, which was cool. We died. Obviously. Alright, now we know. And now we know. And yeah, so it's not the same planet at all. It's not the same city at all. And I just saw this a few years ago. It's not like I just now, I just now figured it out. But when I figured it out, I was like, wait, it's not the same place. And honestly, it's so unnecessary. And I really wonder what percentage of people who actually like the Star Wars franchise, like me. I mean, like I do. Yeah, no, I really like the Star Wars franchise. There's no question about it. But how many people got behind this? Because it was such a small detail, and it's really irrelevant at the end of the day. But it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's kind of almost like trivia. It feels to me. So now we have a weapon for some reason. So yeah, we're going to jump from platform to platform now. Maybe here's the force lighting, by the way. It's pretty cool. And we have speed here. So yeah, obviously the stream is titled that I wanted to talk about the episode 8 hype, and that's what I want to do. And the thing I found interesting is that you know, George Lucas said that Star Wars is like a poem. You know, everything everything rhymes, and I think that is present. That was definitely present. The Force Awakens, you know, with the Star Killer base at the end blowing up, which was very much like the Death Star blowing up. It wasn't. It was definitely similar. It wasn't the same, and it wasn't a knockoff, but it was kind of similar. And I mean, for me, that was like obvious that it would be, that it had to be, you know. But for a lot of people, they were kind of almost offended by it. All right, we can kind of push that, or we can't. Can we? That is pull. That is not push. This is push. We could push it a little bit. I don't know where to go. So I don't recall a component being in there. Oh, alright, alrighty. Can we shoot at this guy? Can't really. Alright, this mission is getting kinda annoying. I don't blame the mission, it's me failing here. So, yeah. Without quest markers, the life's hard, isn't it? So we have to find the components. We can definitely go up here. I think that's made for you to go up here. It's kind of too convenient, and we fell down. And we're gonna die horribly. Or we ain't. So now we're up here. Is there something to gain here? Is there something up here that we might need? There isn't any of our components here. But this looks like you're supposed to go up here. I mean, the whole pathway and everything. So let's, oh wow, let's drop down here and just check the room again we were before, because I'm not really sure that there wasn't anything. But we have our force sense, so let's just start that up. But I don't know if this just indicates quest relevant things or just things I can interact with while using the force. But I think it's the latter. How do I use stuff? I don't know. Alright, let's just go into the controls and look how we use stuff. And we use stuff with... don't really know. Doesn't say. Interactions with enter or R. Alright, we have med pack, which is great. I don't know how to use it. I don't know if it's even supposed to be used. But these things kind of look like maybe something in there. So, okay. I think those respawn there. So we pushed that one over here. We pushed that thing over here. And we went here, which is not the right way to go, like we discovered. So there's basically just this place over here that's left, at first glance at least. And now is my questions. Okay, there's one thing over there. I think the rocks can be used too to jump. There's not much action going on. I apologize that this mission isn't the most, you know, combat-filled mission, but I think it's kind of interesting with the sandworm. So there is stuff here. Yeah, I tried to pick it up. There's nothing here. Can we pull it? Oh, we can. Oh, hell yeah. This game is way ahead of its time. This looks like a part to me. To me, this looks like a part. So let's. Oh, this sinks. Doesn't look like we can do anything about it with it. I don't want to die. But let's just save real quick. So we haven't saved yet. So this isn't a part. Okay, it is a part. Then why? Oh fuck. I think we can't kill it. But why can't we? Oh wow. Alright, good thing we saved, right? It's weird in first person. What's happening there? So yeah, how do we actually get it? Nobody knows. It is definitely one of those things. Yeah, this is the vaporizer gun, and when you shoot it, just like kills people. Yeah, I don't really know myself. Let's get the lightsaber just so we have the third person perspective. I mean, I could just ran to it, but I couldn't do much. Just equip the pull here. Can't do anything with it. And now we're eaten. I don't know. Let's just look into our instructions, what we have to do. Oh no, that was the wrong save. That was the wrong save. Alright, the one thing we found over there. I think I see the other one, yeah. But so that we got something out of watching this one again. So yeah, what was talking, everything rhymes. And that I definitely see in the new one, even though it isn't really ice, it has a white planet with an AT-AT assault going on in it, which very much reminds me of, you know, Empire Strikes Back, and there's no question about it, that is intended. And yeah, I think we will see kind of a First Order striking back, in a sense. So the First Order got obliterated in the first one. They had their menacing moments, but they basically got, yeah, owned. But what we wait a minute. What did we save here? Wasn't this our save? Yeah, it was. I think I loaded this up. Okay. So, well, yeah, the thing I wanted to say is that we will get a movie in the, you know, with that definitely had Empire Strikes Back in mind. And I'm so excited for this, guys, and I really don't say this often, but I really have this childhood, the sense of wonder, I would call it. Like everything is Star Wars, everybody talks again about it. It's like you're brought back to the past, really. So, find and bring back to your ship an enemy cell. Only a ship may carry at a time, apart another ship to retrieve another. Yeah, I would love to carry one at a time. I would love to carry anything, really, but I can't. There isn't anything I can do. There's also, there isn't this like round thing that tells me, oh, you can do something here. So I can try push. I haven't tried push, I think, which would be kind of stupid. Oh wow, something's going on here. So we tried everything now, guys. I don't know what it is. We're not dead yet. We're dead now. So there's definitely one part there that I can't move. I don't know if there is a way. I don't know if there's a carry button. Interactions, look up, lightsaber style, alternative attack. Well, that's it. I can't use it, guys. Force powers, quick keys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Please don't blame me. I'm not stupid. I just don't know what to do here. Oh, come on. Yeah, I remember, but I do remember this mission very clearly, and that I struggled. But I remember beating it, And the challenge isn't that there is some sort of trick stuff that you have to do or a lot of enemies to face. It's just a test of patience, really. Which eventually everybody's gonna do it. It isn't like Dark Souls where you have to actually have some skills to do this. It's just a matter of time, really. How long can you endure the suffering until you get the fun stuff? We could be shooting stormtroopers right now, but oh man, imagine this being the first mission of somebody who bought this game and played the predecessor. What would he think? It's really interesting. Like now, the first few hours of the game are so important. It's like everything really revolves around that. And back then it was just like, well, they bought one game. They're not gonna have a Steam library full of hundreds of games, right? But now it's like if the game doesn't grab you. I mean, just look at the Steam achievement list. How many percentage of people just let the game be after like the first two missions? That's the most. I mean, most of the people haven't mostly played like a third of, or even a tenth of the game. If you look into it, it's really hard. It's to me, it's really interesting. So, and as a developer, you of course then, if you have this data, you want to put. Okay, I'm being an idiot here. You want to put the most effort in the part that most people are going to see, right? That's why we often get such linear experiences. Because people, and that's an interesting thing. There is a reviewer here, basically the guy who makes internet, who makes critique videos on video games. He's called Alt F4 Games. His name's Tim. If you're from Germany, you probably know him. Oh, come on, we're a Jedi. We don't die from that. Welcome back. At this point, we encountered a glitch that didn't let us pick up stuff in the mission that we wanted to do. So we're now doing this tutorial part again, so we can check out some other mission. It's a shame, really. I remember this mission being quite interesting, the one we played. But yeah. That's how it is, boys. When it's live, you have to deal with such things. Alright, come on. So I'm planning to stream again tomorrow, and to have some other game going on, and maybe a little bit of Banished, maybe a little bit of that. I will Twitter in a moment that I stream, and yeah, I don't know if Banished is something that people wanted to see. If Banished is something that is interesting. Okay, this guy just screamed ready at me. Oh, it was looking at the wrong door. But for me, Banished is a pretty nice game, so I really like it. So it might be for you too, you never know. Maybe you don't even know. So yeah, episode 8 definitely. I mean, it's less about the gameplay, more about the talk we're having, guys. That's what I want to do with you. And episode 8 is definitely gonna be, I think, a game changer. I mean, I'm not gonna give out theories or whatever, or I think it's I think what Kylo Ren said in the end were meant for that and that person. I think there's enough stuff on the internet to do that. I think more than enough. You're really not relying on me to that one to find your daily dose of Star Wars conspiracy. But what I think is interesting is that this trailer's gonna be kind of weird after the movie came out, and because a lot of stuff is obviously made, so you think it's gonna be different than they end up being. But on the other hand, it's so obvious. Like, I don't know a single person who was like, "Oh yeah, Rey's gonna join Kylo Ren" or whatever. You know, I haven't heard that one. Oh, we're pulling. We want to push. And so they might actually do it. So they might actually be like, "Yeah, whatever we showed you, that was the truth. There was nothing. No, we're not liars. We didn't. You thought what you wanted to thought. You're too complicated of a person." So that would be kind of, I don't know, just a cool thing to do. Also, I don't want to see evil Rey. Rey was such a cool light side character. She was so good through and through. So the first game just establishes how good of a person she is. So when she helps out uh, BB-8 and everything, so it would be like even weirder than it was with Anakin to see her go full dark side or even be conflicted or whatever, just because I don't know, Luke doesn't want to train her or whatever. This I wouldn't be happy with this one. I think this would make this one of my least favorite Star Wars movies, this plot twist. I mean, you never know it, right? The way they're gonna do it. I don't know if there's a justification behind it. If the way they justify it's also a big factor. But it would definitely be hella weird to see Rey do something bad. I think that would not fit her character. And all the promotional material doesn't suggest it. And even and I heard people be like, yeah, we got to keep it interesting, right? We can't keep our characters the way they are and don't have them develop. Yeah, but development doesn't only go into extremes, like when we say good gone bad and bad gone good, whatever with Kylo maybe. That's not the only development I want to have. That is a little bit limited, I think. That's not good development. That's boring development and fairly unlogical, and it doesn't make sense. That's why it's unlogical, of course. And I don't want to see it, and I don't think anybody wants that. And I think they're doing the thing that people actually want to. Everybody wanted to be Episode 7 to be what it is, to be very close to the original movies, to be less computer generated and more with practical effects. They did do that, and they made Rey kick ass. They didn't hold her back. She did kick Kylo Ren's ass, and I remember at least in Frankfurt, here in Germany, the people screamed their lungs off. They loved it, and I think that's what they're going to deliver. What they're going to deliver is what people want, not what people expect, but maybe what people want. And the trick is also to give them that what they don't even know they want yet, you know. And I think that's what Episode 8 is going to kind of set up, and in Episode 9 shit is going to go down. Everything will be on the line, and that's how it's meant to be. And I'm not like fearing that it's not going to work, because it's going to work. It's the first one. I liked The Force Awakens so much. I know there are loud voices against it, and whatever. I know the treatment that has been given these movies, just because a lot of people like them, and so you have to be like super critical, especially for a generally well-liked movie that has a strong fan base. Because let's be real, fandoms are always shitty, and they destroy a lot of stuff for people. And I get the thing that somebody wants to be the guy who sees it while nobody else sees it. All right, you want to be that. You want to have that opinion that nobody else has, because you're the only person who saw those errors that nobody else saw. So you're obviously, you know, the film better, and your opinion is more sophisticated and whatever. But it often seems forced. Like I know people from who I know enjoy some movies, but they keep telling themselves that they're bad, or they keep trying to tell me that they're bad, even though I don't think they are, and I don't even think they think they are. They just want to be the edgy guy who's against all everything. And sometimes I think that's needed. You know, people had to wake up that Call of Duty is basically a money printer, for example, and that this was far from good gameplay and good storytelling and good mission design and whatever. I think it was also really easy to add on it, because the problems were so you know, they're right in front of your eyes. You have to be a fan to not see it, yeah? Or you have to just jump on the bandwagon or on this train that we're here on, to just be like, oh yeah, Call of Duty is a good game, and I like the story. I like the masked guy with the skull or whatever. I forgot the name. Ghost, I think he's called. Is he called Ghost? I don't know. I think that's a name I literally just made up. I think what I would call my fan fiction character, and I think that's his real name. So what I like is that he puts his arm up here. Like I talked about the raindrops on the lightsaber before, and I think this game has so much detail. And I think this only happens in this mission, so it's pretty cool. So, wow, we definitely outplayed this guy. So yeah, that's to The Force Awakens and how I'm excited for it, and I think everybody's excited for it, really. can talk with this guy. Oh, come on. He just swung his lightsaber around it. Just kill him, man. But we also have this thing. Like I said before, I really like the shooting in this game. It's great. It just feels good. And we will vaporize somebody with this gun, maybe. But a little bit later. Let's just see what's going on here. The doors we can open? No, there aren't. There was just 3PO type looking protocol droid. There are 2 of them. Now, what are you hiding here? So, now he has the cell all for his own. I don't know if you can jump on those things. I don't think you can. Yeah, you definitely can't. So what am I supposed to do now? That's a question. Let's keep our 4 senses. There's a droid there, which we can pull, and he doesn't like it very much. But this isn't the droid we're supposed to do anything with. But I think he was somebody we are supposed to do anything with. I couldn't push, I couldn't interact with him. What was I supposed to do? So I pushed him, so I activated him, but he doesn't do anything. Let's not use the lightsaber, maybe that scares him off. I think it's just an animation that he does. I think it's nothing. He doesn't do anything really. Okay, let's vaporize this guy. Alright, now keep on watching, guys. Oh, when they hit you, it cancels. Alright, I didn't know that. Somehow it okay, and I can't move, so it's very. Alright, so. Yeah, you saw that? It's the good stuff. Ah, alright, I know where to go. I know what to do. I know what to do. So basically cutting the connection on the side things here. And now we can go up. Or yeah, across the thing. And I really want to use the blaster pistol. I didn't took the stormtrooper rifle with me, which is the better choice here. And this, wow, okay, I didn't expect that. I think I just walked straight, but we did fall off really quick. Oh, come on. The checkpoints are also not the most forgiving. But okay, we know what to do now. We can just do this really quick. So yeah, movies and its critics. I often get upset, you know, with things I heard. But at the end of the day, it is, for some people, it is their real opinion. They just don't want to jump on bandwagons. And I think hate in general, like being critical, has become. We came from a time where everybody just liked everything. I think that's why the Phantom Menace, for example, by the time it came out, it had really good reviews. I think that's my explanation for it. And people just haven't seen Star Wars movies in like 40 years, so they got maybe some blue balls there. But yeah, the way I see it is like hating has become so cool with YouTube and everything. You want to be that one critical guy. Or another thing I think happens a lot is when people just want. I think most people watch reviews, and that's I know that's a bold statement to make, but I stand by that. Are people who want their own opinion to be how do you say it? Yeah, confirmed. They only watch people who well, let's say you like a game and you then watch a review for it. And you just want to hear the guy also praising your game, the game that you love. And that's, to me, is really stupid, because it completely eliminates the sense of getting in another opinion, or maybe finding something to appreciate about the game that you didn't even knew that was good before. Like, let's say the music, for example, often gets unnoticed, or something like that. You know what I mean? But if there are flaws with the game, you have to accept that. And I mean, you talk about the game and you find flaws in a game, and because you love the game. At the end of the day, you know, I know my favorite game is The Witcher 3, and I know everything that's wrong with this game, and I think I know it better than yeah, most likely anybody, or most people who don't play it, or for people who don't like it at that time. So I think to just be immune to critique that isn't even towards you, right? To your favorite franchise, or be it a series like Rick and Morty or whatever. And alright, the jumping is a little bit weird on this train. It is moving after all, but I didn't expect. I definitely hear some animals, probably in those containers. That might be something. Yeah, uh, it's hard. So what I suggest, oh, there's a cool fight waiting. Oh. What did I do? Oh, alright, we just can't throw this thing so far. But we can throw this thing. Oh, heck. Yeah, we can just shoot him with that. What? He did get stunned or something. Alright, he's dead. Can we disintegrate the Sith? That would be so cool. Let's try it. Oh, alright, he got hit. Oh, he's Neo from the Matrix. Alright, let's get into a fight with him, with the silly boy. Oh wow. That was totally planned. This is cool. This was a cool thing. The glass effects are really nice. Come down, man. What are you? Oh wow. This is cool as shit. This is like movie type fight here going on. And he's definitely not wanting to give up. I hope I win this. That would conclude it and make it so great. Bam. He's really passive. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. He wants to keep that Sith pride up. Bam. There you go, mate. There you go. But yeah, I also like the Phantom Menace. So I think that movie isn't nearly as bad as it is depicted. I watched it with my girlfriend, and what I found always interesting, of course, when I was a kid, I watched it with my parents. And one thing that people who aren't into Star Wars, always there's one similarity between all of them, and that I found just really interesting. And I'm not kidding you guys, and I'm not trying to manipulate anybody and think what I want. This is real. I definitely mean it. And most people like Jar Jar Binks and think he's funny, and I think so too. So I don't know what that says about me, but I totally get the points. So it's not coming out of nowhere that so many people don't like him. But I think there are more people who like him. All right, the people who don't like him are, of course, the voices you hear at the end of the day on the internet. They're more vocal about it, because if you don't like it, you're always more vocal about it. You're not going to type in on how great you think something is, all right? You're more likely to write how something did upset you. That's when you get emotional. But I think most people like him. I think, or didn't even saw him as a problem. Maybe not like him, but wouldn't even have. If you saw somebody who saw the film then, or who really isn't into the internet and movies, and you told him, like for example, my girlfriend isn't into Star Wars all that much, or wasn't at least. Now she's kinda. And if you told him like everybody hates that guy, she already knew. She has heard about it. But I told my mother like the internet hates Jar Jar Binks, and she's like, "What? No, why? He's as a kid you loved him, and he was great," and she was quoting him. And after all these years, his quotes, the Misa and everything, everybody knows it. I don't know. And I think it's so sad when the guy who made this, who played the character, is trying to justify him playing a funny character side character in Star Wars. I think that's something everybody of us can dream about, like being in Star Wars or something, and he has to like defend himself almost. I don't have a lot of health here. I think I'm gonna die. Yeah. And I think that's so stupid. I think, man, sometimes I think nerds are just the worst people. Like really hard fans. Jake Lloyd isn't the guy who played Anakin, is in the hospital with psychological damage and schizophrenia, and his life is fucked. Like he was on a chase with the police, and it's all recorded on the news. This poor kid, man. It's like, yeah, even if the movie was the shittiest thing ever, like death threats and wishing the kid, or tell him over and over again what a horrible actor he is, when the most of the like people complain about is a thing of direction, right? So he just did how he was told, and he was like 6, he was like 9. So what the hell? Sometimes I think we fans, because I include myself in it, I like to debate, but we're just the worst kind of people, and I honestly mean that. And I heard a lot of people being like, yeah, that's true. As sometimes people just get they get too emotional about things that it is fine to love something, all right, and it's fine to have such a connection with something that was a big part of your childhood. That's not what's wrong here. What's wrong is being going overboard with it to the point where it's not where it's harming people, which it did, and I don't like the feeling of feeling responsible for that, and I don't feel responsible for that, but some people do, and I know that's an allegation, but at the end of the day somebody has to be responsible, be it, I don't know if it's the parents who put him there. Yeah, I don't want to think that we can't have child actors anymore. Oh wow, that was an elevator. Or so I don't like this. From the things I've seen, his mother seemed very, to be, at least it seemed to me that she's a loving person, and she definitely cares what's happening with her son and how people treat him. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just such a weird, such it's so weird for people to do that. I don't know how anybody can justify that, talking about somebody else who is basically, it's just his job at the end of the day, talking about him like that. And that goes for singers too. I mean, yeah, right. You can even hate somebody. You can hate somebody's work anyway. Yeah, and you never can hate somebody. You don't know them. And all right, okay. Let me rephrase that. You can't. Yeah, I mean, you can of course hate somebody without knowing them, but the reasons people hate people are ridiculous. Like, people thinks they're most likely guilty of it themselves, like trying to tell actors that they should definitely donate something or whatever, and they haven't donated themselves, even not even like according to their situation, maybe a percentage, or they don't do anything for anybody, but like demand people not thinking about themselves. It's really hard. So I don't know. Just just oh, come on. That was low. Oh, what? Don't tell me this is the beginning. Don't let this be the beginning. Are you joking me? Alright, guys. Alright. That's where we wrap it up. And yeah, for everybody who was watching today, or who is watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. I hope you did enjoy. I hope I said some interesting stuff that give you, um, you know, how do you call it? Food for thought. Food for thought, I think it was for what I wanted to say. And yeah, if you like what you see, slap a follow, especially on Twitch. This is my second stream. I'm by no way haven't taken this full on in a serious way, but I will. The streams will improve. Everything you write will be taken in consideration, and yeah, I will tweet about it, and we will get more traction on the channel. So yeah, I didn't do that today. I just want to start off things slow, just look how things work out for me. But it's fun. I think things worked out great, and I hope to see you guys um, the next time we're here with games that you might know about, that you might don't know about, and oh yeah, just games that we enjoy playing, and we enjoy hanging out to. So thanks, and I wish everybody a good night or good day.